6 handicap wants to stop pulling the ball hard to the left with the occasional block miss to the right. This looks like the former, starting left, maybe even hooking further left, and usually two-way misses are club face control issues, and there does seem to be a lot of forearm rotation, causing some potential club face control variability. So let's take a look at your setup. Maybe a little slouched over. You're probably going to stand up a bit in the backswing as you do. Exactly that. Starting a little bit taller will allow you to be more consistent with your spine angle and more consistent with your strikes. Less up and down variability in this angle by starting just a bit taller. But at the top, I'm noticing a good flat left wrist, and doesn't look like you have much club face control issues at the top. But as you do shallow that club and release it back down from the inside, that toe is pointed up and a little bit open, so your method of closing it is to release the forearms, potentially and probably a little bit early, causing that club face to shut before strike. So what's our call to action here? Well, we have to try to stop all of this club face rotation, because we can live with this swing path staying what appears to be pretty square or inside to out on the way through. But with that much release, like we keep saying, lots of club face roll. So we can try to keep it more closed on the way back, but if you're already pulling it, that's not a great idea to close the face even more. But instead, if we focus on your hips, we'll see that you've turned open nice and full with lots of knee flex and rotation of the body. But as you start working back down and right near impact, your hips are essentially square to target, your shoulders are still closed to target, and there's no real speed given through body rotation. It's more of a lateral shift or a push off your back foot. Let's watch the pitcher on the mound with this trail foot slide laterally like that. Now that gets your low point more forward and tends to make you a pretty good ball striker from my assumptions, but with, again, no rotation of your hips leads to rotation of your arms, hands, and wrists. So if we can increase hip rotation, you can then decrease your flip rotation of that club face. And this is likely something you've heard before, that you need to rotate your body more through strike. But the way that I think you're going to go about doing it is no real massive changes to the top. But instead of trying to push hard off that back foot, try to instead begin your downswing, or at least begin the action with your lower body by pulling your left knee straight back. It's called posting up or getting to the left side. I mean, you get to the left side with your weight, but you need to get more to your left heel, as pulling that knee straight back would allow that hip to rotate clear sooner in the downswing and again cause less flipping through that strike. We asked for a tour comparison, so let's try to get him up here. It's Ernie Els, standing a bit taller, and the camera angle's a bit more cutting across, so we'll see the path lines look a bit more upright, but we'll play it through with that line anyway. We'll see a lot of rotation and similar movements of the lower body. Lots of knee flex, good turn open. His wrist will be a little bit more cupped, but not really going too far in that department as he gets a nice full stretch and turn. His body is coiled up. As he starts working down, there is a little bit of that lateral shift, getting the weight coming over to that front side, as the arms will tuck in nicely close to the body. But here's the real separation, where it's not really clear to see what's going on in that lead knee, but it is much more clear to see his rear end and hips rotating through strike before that club reaches impact. But as we do approach that impact, we're going to see both legs appear to fully extend, jumping up off the ground. Hips are near 45 degrees open toward target, and then the club strikes the ball with full reach and release on the way through. So let's jump back to you and watch your legs again through that strike. We'll see a decent rotation. The right leg extends, the left knee flexes. Keep that in mind for the downswing, because we're looking for the left knee to extend and the right knee to flex. You've got the job done with the right knee almost too well by pushing and extending. But that left knee is also still flexed, and that doesn't allow you to fully turn in time as you sort of fake it till you make it toward the end. So try to work the knee flex, get that left knee to work more backward. It's hard to really describe, but imagine you're just pushing your knee straight back behind you. There's no movement toward target. We got to think about the axis here. And it's not a slide, it's a pullback or a twist. Pull the left pocket back, get that left knee out of the way, and you'll start turning your hips so that you don't have to turn those hands as much through strike. Good luck. Send a swing. www.thebrewingclub.com.